And we're live. I don't know what's going on. Whoever's on right now, will you let me know if this is angled the right way? Because it's telling me horizontal is not the right way, which it typically is. Let's see. I don't know why it's telling me that. Hey Dilip, awesome seeing you on here. Can you tell me if you can view me correctly? Because I'm having some problems with YouTube Live right now. Okay, so thanks for letting me know, Keith. So pretty much all of your comments are coming in sideways. So like I should be reading it like that. I don't know what's going on with YouTube Live right now. Give me one more second. Oh, it is. Okay. Okay, how about this? Does this look good? I've never done YouTube Live on my phone that was vertical, like up and down. So I don't know how the replay is going to be, but if this fills up your... Wait. It's perfect, but you rotate your camera. I'm up right now? Okay. This is weird. I never do it vertical. Whatever, I guess it's working right now. Okay, cool. Man, gosh, it's so cool seeing all the familiar faces on here. This is awesome. Hope you guys have had a good week. I'm sorry I missed you last week. But, I mean, you didn't really miss much, I'm not going to lie. Hey, Bernstein. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Keith. It's so awesome to see you guys on here. So, as the title says, this is my last week for my internship. Dilip says, where are you right now? I'm at my boyfriend's place. That beautiful tapestry is actually from Uganda. He went on a mission trip to Uganda and got some like beautiful artwork stuff on there. That's one of them. Maybe if I have time, I'll show you some other art that he got when he was in Uganda. Sorry, just catching up with all the comments. Cool. So yeah, I am in my final week at my internship. It's almost weird to say it's my final week because I've taken on a lot more responsibilities and I feel like an employee. Like some of the things that I do is similar to what my teammates are doing on the UX design team. I've definitely bonded a lot with the UX developers. And it's just really important to have a relationship. Like for those who want to do front-end development, UX development is very, very similar. It's pretty much the same thing. My team uses Angular, Bootstrap, Kendo, and probably some other things that I don't really know of. So I'm getting questions about what's coming up after the internship. I have some things in mind and I can't quite say just yet. I'm planning on doing obviously another Sunday Live next week where I can tell you the official plans. I don't want to mislead you guys because everything's still up in the air. I'm not really nervous because I know that no matter what happens, it's going to be great for my journey in UX and doing this little thing on YouTube. Like, it's just exciting. Like, what I try to remind myself and other people is, like, when you're in limbo, it's not something to be stressed out about. It's like an exciting moment because for once you don't really know. Like, we try to plan out our entire lives, and the fact that some things aren't in your control, like, it's nice to just sit back and just wait and see what happens. See what God, universe, Allah, whatever you believe in, like, see what what's in store for you. So I've been pretty positive about it. Everything. I do have some things that I wish I could tell you guys, but yeah, definitely not nervous. Definitely have some things on my plate right now, just not finalized. And that's probably like kind of why it's kind of a weird feeling for me right now. Wait, let me catch up. Hey, great page. Starting a coding boot camp in November. Wish me luck. Hey, Charles. Good luck with your coding boot camp. Which one are you going to? Goggles look cool on you. Thanks, Dilip. Thank you. I love these. If you guys haven't heard of them, they're super affordable. They have so many different styles for men and women. Pretty awesome. I love these. I want to get some crystal clear, the clear ones. If you guys follow Mackenzie Child on YouTube, he has some clear glasses that he sometimes wears. And I just got notified that my connection is bad, so I'm sorry about the connection. What else do I want to talk about? Charles says, living in New York City, Full Stack Academy. Oh, cool. I've heard great things about that. Tiffany says, I know what you mean. I'd rather a contact or a short-term assignment to get more exposure to different technologies. Yeah, seriously. If you're not where you really need something reliable, like stable, you don't have like a family to support or anything, internships, contract work, temporary stuff, like I don't know, it's pretty cool. I don't know if it's true, but I've had some people told me that it's not expected of us, or at least people who work in tech, to stick with the same company for more than 2 years. We're known to be like job hoppers. Have you guys heard that as well? And it seems kind of common, like for my friends who are in coding boot camp or who graduate coding boot camp with me, they've like already jumped ship already. Like some of them are already at their second job as a web developer with a different company. Chris says, my mother just replaced the lens in her eye, so she doesn't need glasses anymore. Oh, wow. Chris says, most tech people I know move around about every 5 years. Okay, so Chris, do you know like what particular job that would be? Also, I wonder if it's like the age group as well. Like they say that about millennials. Like, like changing jobs really frequently. Tiffany says, I think there's truth to that. I've seen the same as well in my area in Dallas. Chris says mostly dev work. Okay, cool. Yeah, Tiffany, I see that too. And how are things in Texas, Tiff? Chris says, and it is mostly the younger crowd. Okay, I had a feeling. I mean, I kind of feel like I'm starting to leave that. I had my 30th birthday last month, so I feel like I'm a bit more adult than the 20-somethings, but I look like I'm barely 21. I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. Man, so like, Chris says, I wish I could be 30 again. Thank you. You know what? Like, some of my friends are really upset about being 30, and I've had no problem with it. Maybe when I turn 31, it'll be a different thing. I don't know. But I mean, Jenna Marbles turned 30 last year, so. And if you guys don't know Jenna Marbles, she's a big YouTube. She does comedy. Chris says, I graduated from high school around the time you were born. Don't say that. Do not say that. That means you have a lot more wisdom, though. Yo-Yo says, I'm currently learning how to code, and man, is it hard and even harder to stay motivated. Yeah, it's a toughie. It's a toughie. You just have to have a routine, always focus on learning. Definitely get mentors or join a boot camp. Like surround yourself with it so you won't fall off. I have a Facebook group You can join. It's fairly new. We have, I think, 15 people so far, but it's growing every single day. So join it. It's called Design Your Life, all things coding, design, and fitness. And we chat about some of the struggles that we're having, whether it's with fitness or like personal relationships or coding. We recommend resources and articles. So if you guys haven't yet, please join. I'm trying to make a community where we all can have a support group and just motivate each other. Thanks for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Dilip says, but you look so young, 20 to 23. Thank you. Yeah, I get that a lot. It may also be because I don't really wear makeup. Chris Wiley says, I wish I could find that wisdom. I'm sure you have it. Come on. Oh, goodness. You know, going back to this live video thing, I'm so sorry. I'm still using my phone. Like, there's a software called OBS. Hey, McKinley. And I've really struggled with OBS in the past. I'm sure some of you who have been watching my live videos since the beginning. I think I started this maybe 2 months ago. Not the whole Sunday Night Live, but just doing... Okay, Chris says OBS is good. Okay. It is so confusing. I am having a hard time figuring out. So I was supposed to do it yesterday, and I just couldn't get myself to do it because it's so frustrating. Dilip says, no, I've used OBS, but that's so easy, I believe. I mean, I was able to use it with Google Hangouts, which I may do again, but I want to get to where I can get the comments on the screen so I don't have to read out everything. So I'll have to try it again. Tiffany, I've not heard of OBS. Tiffany, have you done a live stream for your channel yet? I was thinking about using Wirecast instead, but I spoke to a coworker who also has a YouTube channel, and he said that they're all kind of confusing. Dilip says, I know one video tutorial which explained very easily. Okay, if you can send that my way, I'd really appreciate it. I've already looked at one or two, and I got it up and running, but I just, like I said, I want to get the comments on the screen for you guys. And I also want to connect an external camera instead of using my internal camera, but I may just be stuck with that. Chris says, it just has a small learning curve, many OBS YouTube videos that can help a lot. Okay, so I just need to keep practicing, like coding. Yeah, Tiffany, you totally should. I heard that it's really helpful with the YouTube algorithm too. Hey guys, so my friend Dylan is on here. He has awesome live videos, and he did one Saturday where you could ask him anything, and there's a really good chat about coding and life and relationships and like while you're trying to learn and like have a side business. So Dylan, his YouTube channel is Coding Tutorials 360. He also has an awesome Facebook group. But yeah, Dylan just told me that it's easy. Okay, so maybe it is easy. I've tried it twice, so I'll give it another shot. I think I skipped some of these comments. McKinley, you got a programming job? Okay, tell us about that. And it would be awesome for you to like share your journey. I don't know if you're in the Facebook group, but I would love for you to join because a lot of people will be able to relate to your story. I'm not sure if you want me to share live, but I do want to say that you've been working hard on studying, and I'm really excited for you. Chris says he also uses green screen stuff on his channel. Yeah, that's true. Dylan does use green screen stuff. That's like one of my future goals. So Dylan's asking about the internship. I kind of shared a little bit before. There are some things up in the air right now. We had people from Aflac at our office last week, so I think they've just, upper management's just been focusing on that. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to say for sure yet, but I do have like a plan A and a plan B. I will announce it at the end of the week when everything is finalized. But yeah, like you guys, I don't really know. I'm just waiting and just enjoying being in limbo and enjoying the excitement of having no idea where my life is headed. McKinley says yes, from dishwasher to developer. That would be an awesome autobiography, McKinley. Seriously. Is that like a startup you're at? Like what kind of company, if you don't mind saying? James Speaks says, hey girl, love your channel. Thanks, James. I'm going to start Tech Talent South in November. Yes! Another Tech Talent South. Oh, gosh, it's awesome. I seriously had an awesome time there. Which location, if you don't mind me, James, asking you? I graduated from the Charlotte campus, and it was absolutely fantastic. I think Atlanta is the home campus, but the owner and founder of TTS lives in Charlotte, so it's cool seeing her around, and she pops into class often. I know she tries to pop into class at the other campuses too. Let's see. Good things are coming your way, girl. Thanks, Kathleen. I'm hoping. So, McKinley says they've been around for a while. Okay. And thanks for the thumbs up, you guys. You guys are awesome. I'm going to have to wrap up this video. I don't think my connection's that good because I am in a basement. So I apologize if it's kind of crappy. Hang on. Okay. Okay, so any last questions before I end this? Any questions about my internship? Is anyone trying to get an internship? I can give you some tips. Tell you how my interview was, what it was like. Chris says, all I can say is fresh pineapple is just awesome. Did I miss something? Why are we talking about fresh pineapple? I mean, it is delicious. Okay, so Matt asked, how was my interview? So I had 2 interviews for the internship, and the first one was with the in-house recruiter, and we just met at a coffee shop, and she, looking back, I realized it was like a cultural fit kind of interview. She just asked me like what I was into, why I wanted to do this internship. She gave me an overview about like how much it paid and so forth. I mean, this is their first time doing internship, so she was straightforward and was like, you honestly are going to be the guinea pig. Can't tell you specifically all that's entailed, but we are all learning together. She told me about how I'm not going to be like getting anyone coffee and doing like little things like that, and that I'd actually be designing and working on the team. It wasn't hard at all. She did not ask for my portfolio. She did not ask about much experience. So even after I was working for them, she told me that was pretty much a cultural fit interview. And so after that one, she told me that she wanted to schedule a second interview, and it was supposed to be with 3 people, maybe 4 people, but only 2 people were there. It was a team lead and the creative director. And I went ahead and showed them my portfolio. I don't know if they would have asked for it, but I just hooked up my I hooked up my computer after telling them I wanted to share some stuff with them. And it was cool. Like I showed them the like responsive catering website that I built, just using straight up HTML, CSS, JavaScript, a teeny bit of PHP for the contact form. And they asked me some questions about it. Like I was asked, okay, where did you use UX in this? And so I talked about the hierarchy in a navigation bar. I talked about, gosh, that was a while ago. That was June. Nope. That was April. I think I talked about some of the animations. Yeah, the animations that was included on the website that I used, which obviously I used with JavaScript. So it was still chill. but they asked more UX questions for my second interview. They asked about where I see myself in the next 5 years. So I talked about that. I mentioned my YouTube channel. I talked about how I want to speak at conferences eventually and how I want to focus on design and do some UX research. Let's see. Coding Tutorials 360 says, if your internship was a Scrum meeting, what worked? What didn't work and how can they improve? Okay, so like a stand-up meeting. What worked, what didn't work? Okay, so the whole thing was like a learning experience for everyone, I feel like. I'd say what definitely worked was the coordinator was Megan. I don't know if I should even be saying her name out loud. Whoops, I already said it. So she coordinated the entire thing and she introduced us to every single department, which was really cool. So I had meetings with engineers, people doing security and infrastructure. I had meetings with the BA. So I learned a lot about the startup that I'm working for right now. And I learned about how all the teams work together and the type of relationships that they have with designers. So I really got to learn how to communicate with them and what kind of roles that they play to where we'd have to be a team. Hope that makes sense. I feel like I can't really go into detail. What didn't work? What didn't work? What didn't work? I mean, there were some things that you can't control that happened. Like, you know, every year there will be like a slow period at a company. And so when I started, things were a bit slow. And so not all of the interns had work that they could do. Some were doing more than others. I kind of experienced that as well. But it definitely picked up, and I think as I got the hang of having extra help there, they realized where I could contribute to the team, even though there's not like traditional like UX work available. So I'd say I'm sorry I can't really go into detail, as much detail as I like on here, but it was a learning experience for both sides. I think one of the improvements that they're going to be doing, especially, we've already implemented it now, even though I'm not going to go into that, sorry. So one thing that I wish they would improve on and that we're starting to do now is having weekly like catch-up meetings with the team lead. And so like every Monday morning, I chat with the team lead and talk about what I'm working on, like what I need help with. I mean, still I do that in stand-up, but this is like more of a personal level. And it's also kind of like I get to tell him what I don't enjoy doing and what I'd rather be doing, or something that I wish I was doing more of, or something I want more help with, or just any other personal issues I'm having and that he can address. So I've really been liking that, and I think it just needed more communication with the team lead versus the coordinator of the actual internship. Okay, I want to answer these two comments, or whatever ones are coming in. I'm going to respond, and I got to head off, you guys, for tonight. So James says, oh no, it's faded. Come back. James says, yes, I'm going to the one in Raleigh. Woo! That's awesome. Raleigh is killer. How fun. So going to the one in Raleigh after watching your videos. Oh, it disappeared again. Sorry. Watching your videos, you gave me extra motivation. Love your story. Oh, thanks. Thanks so much. Yo-Yo says, which course did you choose at Tech Talent South? So at TTS, I did, what's it called now? I did the code immersion, which is, I mean, technically full stack, but it focuses on web apps. So I don't know if it's different now because TTS always updates their curriculum, and has it been 2 years yet? No, it's been a little over a year since I've been in boot camp. And so at the time we were doing Ruby on Rails, and that's like a MVC type of concept for those who are familiar with MVCs. So we worked on that, and also obviously HTML, CSS, but you really should already know that because you dive deeper into like incorporating JavaScript into the web app. We did some with MySQL, which I did not like. I do not like SQL anything. Did not have fun with that. I realized I enjoyed doing more front end stuff, and we had like a project at the end. And my team created a web app for the local light rail station schedule because it's so unpredictable. So we used a Google API and also added the schedule, of course. And we tried to get to where it would give you directions to your light rail light rail location, so you can just like walk over there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see. Charles says, good luck with everything. Thanks, Charles. I'll give you guys an update end of this week. Incredibly Gay says, was it difficult transitioning to UX? No. I mean, I still have my moments where things are really difficult for me. Imposter syndrome, of course. I think the reason why UX wasn't terribly hard is because I really liked front end more than back end. I would say if you're trying to do back end and go into UX, that would be more tricky. But you have to have some sense of front end development. I don't know what I just said. Sorry, I'm getting tired. You have to have some sense of UX when you're doing front end, unless you're working at one of those places where they just tell you what to do and you do it. But if you're doing your own side projects, you naturally have the logic. I feel like a lot of people understand UX. They just don't really realize UX is what it is, and that's an actual job. It's an actual important concept that we implement. So I think one of the harder things about UX is that a lot of UX developers are already designers. They have like a graphic design background typically. I'm trying to think if I know of a UX designer who was initially front-end developer. I can't think of that right now. I don't think so. I don't know of any. I'm sure it's a thing, but I mostly meet graphic designers or web designers who are UX designers. Okay. Yo-Yo says, best of luck, take care, thanks for answering my questions. Of course, Yo-Yo. Chris says, I can make a site fairly well, but not so good design, so what is the color palette again? You know, like, I used to think the whole color palette thing was hard until I started learning more about typography. And now that is really tricky. Gil says, hope everything continues to keep up the good work. Jalal says, hi, good job, my friend. I really appreciate it. I wanted to ask some questions, but about to start my shift at Amazon here in Seattle. Oh, well, have a good work day. Glad you could pop in. Just type in your question in the comments below and I'll answer. I'm going to head off, you guys. I'm getting tired. I'm glad I could talk to you guys for 30 minutes. This was awesome. Have a good night or day or morning, and I'll talk to you next Sunday. Bye, guys.